Chapter 596, Save People, 2, that's right. The Ouyang clan of the Nine Knights dynasty agrees to open the door and save people. The Blood Moon Elder broke the silence. The others of the Ouyang clan also showed their stand. Though their young miss seemed to be obsessed with the pretty boy's words did make sense. The silver door that was made of black iron would not stop a sect master of a super sect. If they could save one person, there would be one more person fighting alongside them. Soon, some sect disciples looked towards the outside of the palace. A huge monster appeared in everyone's vision a few kilometers away in the desert. We agree to open the door, a few sect disciples said. Even the Yunshao sect disciples seemed to change their mind. Who dares? The Yunshao sect elder shouted in rage. However, Yi Qingtang did not even look at the Yunshao sect elder. She opened the door instantly without leaving any chance for the elder to talk. The intense smell of blood came out of the palace the moment the door was opened. At that moment, people outside then saw the scene clearly. There were bloodstains everywhere in the second palace, and there were broken limbs scattered on the ground. The scene was too horrible to look at. Around 10 men and women were lying beside the door. Their faces were filled with despair. Come out now. Yi Qingtang shouted towards the people who were still in shock. The 10 of them then regained their consciousness and looked towards the direction of the voice. When they saw that the silver door was opened, they immediately got up and flew outside. Thank you so much, brother. One of the Yuehua sect disciples looked at Yi Qingtang with gratitude. His cupped fists were trembling slightly. Tsk tisk, a sinister laugh was heard before Yi Qingtang could say anything. An elder in a red robe was seen in the second palace. He was holding a sword, and his whole body was stained with blood. His eyes were filled with craziness, and a sinister laugh came out of his mouth. Yi Qingtang saw the elder during the fight between Xianling sect and Yunshao sect. He was the Yuehua sect master. Close the door. Yi Qingtang closed the silver door immediately at the same time. What happened exactly? You followed the Yuehua sect master into the second palace together. How come he went crazy inside? A sect warden asked immediately as the 10 people escaped from the second palace. Sect master, he appeared to be possessed by the demon the moment he entered the second palace. We also don't know what happened. A Yuehua sect disciple recalled, but his face was still full of horror. Boom! A loud sound was heard at the next second. The closed silver door was under attack by the Yuehua sect master. Based on the Yuehua sect master's ability, the silver door would not be enough to trap him. Boom! Die! The Yuehua sect master laughed loudly and slashed the giant sword in his hand. Rotten asshole! Furious, the Blood Moon Elder raised his right arm and turned into a ball of demonic air, dodging the Yuehua sect master's attack. Don't be afraid. Yi Qingtang shouted. No matter how powerful the Yuehua sect master is, there is only one of him, but there are over 10 of us. What should we fear? Everyone was shaken by the strangeness of this hall earlier on. Especially after seeing that the Yuehua sect master went berserk, everyone was even more fearful of the unknown, and their thoughts were a little messy at the moment. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, everyone took out their own weapons. They would die if they did not fight, but there was still a possibility of survival if they fought. This brother is right. He only has himself, but we have over 10 people. If we fought with our lives, he is not our opponent. After someone shouted that, everyone charged towards the Yuehua sect master in succession. Previously, they fought independently and lacked unity and thus were naturally not the Yuehua sect master's opponent. However, they had to come together as one now. Most of the people present were inner sect disciples of super sects, and their skills were at martial chi level 3. There were even some elders and wardens as well. With combined forces, even a super sect master would not be able to ward off their attacks easily. For a moment, the first palace was extremely chaotic. Sword auras slashed across everywhere, and Dharma treasures were used. In less than 15 minutes, the Yuehua sect master was finally subdued by the combined attack. The Yuehua sect master had a frenetic expression at that instant. You all will die. All of you will die here. Even with God's protection, all of you will still die. If you speak any more crap, I'll sew your lips together. The Blood Moon Elder walked forward and slapped the Yuehua sect master. Miss Ouyang. Sect master is already subdued. You, a Yuehua sect disciple, seemed to be a little uncomfortable after seeing the Blood Moon Elder slapping the Yuehua sect master loudly. The Blood Moon Elder looked at the person who spoke and scoffed coldly. How about I lock you and your sect master in the second palace for you two to interact? After hearing that, the Yuehua sect disciple felt a shudder run through his spine and did not dare to utter a word more. After the Yuehua sect master was subdued, everyone decided to proceed further into the palace. The demonic creature outside the palace never left. Even if everyone wanted to retreat from the palace, it was impossible. There was no other choice other than proceeding forward. Very quickly, everyone passed through the huge iron door and arrived at the second palace. This mysterious palace was extremely gigantic. Entering the palace, they felt like a grain of sand falling into an ocean. As Yi Qingtang walked into the second palace, she inspected the place clearly without letting off a single detail. The Yuehua sect master went berserk after entering the second palace. Perhaps what caused the Yuehua sect master to go berserk rested in here. Holy Lady, there is something strange about the smell of this place. The Blood Moon Elder walked to Yi Qingtang and said softly. Yi Qingtang nodded slightly. She felt that it was rather odd as well. This smell is... Yi Qingtang's brows were slightly furrowed. Black heaven water. There was an extremely faint scent in the second palace which would not be easily sensed if not attentive. This sweet scent was extremely similar to that of the black heaven water. Yi Qingtang was in deep thought. In her previous life, apart from knowing that Ning Luo obtained the black heaven water in this mystic realm, she once saw it in the second mainland. Thus, she always remembered its smell. However, the smell here seemed to be mixed with some other things. Ha! Ha! Ha ha ha! Before Yi Qingtang could think it through, a crazy laugh suddenly erupted from the crowd. Chapter 598, Illusion, 1. As if this laugh was infectious, in just a while, the numerous disciples who escaped from the second palace stood together and drew out their weapons with a crazed expression, similar to the Yuehua sect master previously. Puff! Puff! Without saying anything, those people slaughtered many instantly. Those who were killed were not on their guard and were thus slain in one strike. In just a moment, blood spouted everywhere, and the intense smell of blood filled the air. Everyone was alarmed to see the blinding patches of blood and hurriedly pulled a distance away from those 10 or so people. What happened to them? Someone questioned in shock. It's the same as the Yuehua sect master just now. Could it be that these people also went berserk? Everyone looked at those 10 over people, astonished. Everyone, hold your nose. Don't breathe in the scent here. Yi Qingtang reminded everyone immediately. Although this scent was similar to black heaven waters, it was mixed with something different. Yi Qingtang thought that everyone's berserk state was definitely related to the scent in this second palace, and it was highly possible that they lost their minds because of this scent. Moreover, after observing their condition, it seemed that the stronger one's skills were, the faster the scent would take effect. For example, that Yuehua sect master went crazy instantly while those people trapped with him were not as skilled as the Yuehua sect master and thus flared up later. Scumbag! The Yunshao sect elder hollered angrily and looked at Yi Qingtang. I already said not to open the giant steel door just now. If you had not let them out, without waiting for him to finish his sentence, Yi Qingtang snickered coldly. If I did not let them out and have an additional 10 or so martial chi level 3 people, do you think we could have subdued the Yuehua sect master? You, the Yunshao sect elder glared angrily and wanted to speak but was stopped by Yi Qingtang. If not for me, all of you would have been slain by the Yuehua sect master. As Yi Qingtang said that, those people charged towards the crowd with chortles. The scene fell into chaos once again. Originally, these 10 or so people were nothing to be fearful of, but an increasing number of super sect disciples went crazy after breathing in the strange smell and joined the camp of those people. This is bad, Yi Qingtang frowned deeply. If this continued, everyone would probably die here. Leave. After ordering the Blood Moon Elder to leave, Yi Qingtang used her primordial qi, which allowed her to boost her speed to the maximum as she ran forward. The third palace was 1,000 meters away. Yi Qingtang's the fastest. She opened the huge iron door in the blink of an eye and entered the third palace. There was a giant stone statue of a lady in the third palace. The lady carved out of stone had stunning beauty and was almost lifelike in appearance. A small gold bottle stood quietly in her hands. That was also where the smell came from it. Black heaven water. Yi Qingtang's expression changed slightly. Her goal of entering the mystic realm from the very start was for the Black Heaven water. But after entering the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka, she no longer had any desire to search for the Black Heaven water. Yet unexpectedly, the Black Heaven water was actually in the hands of a stone statue in the third palace. Yi Qingtang did not rashly retrieve the Black Heaven water at the first moment but inspected the stone statue before her carefully instead. When Yi Qingtang confirmed that there was no issue with the stone statue, she leaped up and retrieved the Black Heaven water in the stone statue's hand. However, the moment when Yi Qingtang obtained it, her vision suddenly blurred when her eyes swept over the stone statue again. Her mind was in a whirl, and it was as though she did not even have the strength to stand up. Time passed. It seemed like the blink of an eye, yet also like an entire century. Yi Qingtang finally regained strength. But the moment she opened her eyes, Yi Qingtang was stunned, and her eyes suddenly dilated. There was no mysterious palace nor 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka. At this instant, Yi Qingtang shockingly found out that she was no longer in that strange palace or even at any corner in the hell of Avicenaraka but at a stable and prosperous imperial city. Standing rooted to the ground, Yi Qingtang scanned her surroundings with a strange expression. Every place that her eyes landed on felt extremely familiar. A figure suddenly appeared before Yi Qingtang. It was a lady with extraordinary beauty, but at that instant, that lattice face was filled with fluster, and her steps were hurried as though she was escaping. That is, me. Shock flashed across Yi Qingtang's eyes as she looked at that frantic lady. That lady clearly had the same exact face as her. Just as Yi Qingtang was shocked, angry cries suddenly traveled to her ears. The heart of the demon god appeared. Capture that woman. As long as we catch her, the heart of the demon god is ours. Yi Qingtang looked in the direction of the voice and saw a group of people crazily chasing after her. However, the faces of those people were very familiar to Yi Qingtang. This is the second mainland's Central Dynasty. Yi Qingtang mumbled as disbelief filled her eyes. Everything here was more than familiar. The memories that she tried hard to forget actually replayed before her eyes again. In her previous life, she came to the second mainland by chance 10 years later, and the place she was standing right now was the largest central dynasty of the second mainland. The central dynasty had one of the most powerful forces in the second mainland, and even the super sects on the second mainland could not be compared to it. In her previous life, Yi Qingtang entered an academy and continued to cultivate after entering the second mainland. However, it was on this day in her previous life when the sacred martial academy which she entered discovered her heart of the demon god. Find authorized novels in webnovel faster updates, better experience please click for visiting. When her heart of the demon god was discovered, the entire sacred martial academy was deployed to obtain the heart of the demon god in her body. After Yi Qingtang escaped, this news traveled to the ears of the royal family in the central dynasty. Thus, it sent many powerful royals to encircle and kill Yi Qingtang. And it was on this day in her previous life where her best friend died at the scene in order to protect her. Could this be my mental demons? Yi Qingtang shook her head. She clearly remembered that she was in the hell of Avicenaraka. However, as the piercing sound rang, Yi Qingtang ran forward without having time to think deeply. Some time later, Yi Qingtang followed those powerful figures who chased after her life and arrived at a deserted land. Hand the demon god over. Ha! Yi Qingtang, it is a waste for the heart of the demon god to be in your body. Some youngsters scoffed as they looked at the lady who was cornered. Why? Why must you all do this to me? The lattice face was full of despair and panic. They were her senior brothers and sisters who stuck together through life and death in the past. Why would they corner her to this point just for a heart of the demon god? Yi Qingtang, hand the heart of the demon god over. A few elderlies rushed over very quickly. President, the lady was in disbelief as she looked at the Sacred Martial Academy's president who was once friendly and compassionate. The current president was like a whole other person, no longer the president she knew. Swoosh! At that instant, numerous powerful figures from the royal family of the Central Dynasty stood in the air and towered over the lady. One of them stared at the lady indifferently and scoffed. Yi Qingtang, hand the heart of the demon god to me. Yu Qingqiu, she was in utter disbelief as she looked at that female royal who looked down at her without any emotions. Qingqiu, why? Have you forgotten? I was the one who supported you in stabilizing your position as the princess. If I hand the heart to you, I will die. After hearing that, the female royal sneered scornfully. You're a useless thing who does not have a spirit root. With the heart of the demon god in you, it's only a reckless waste of natural resources. I'm very thankful to you for helping me to ascend to the position as the princess. Since that's the case, you can help me to the end. Hand the heart of the demon god to me. Yi Qingtang suddenly narrowed her eyes as she watched the scene before her. A feeling of depression that had been repressed for a long time seeped out of her chest. In her previous life, after arriving at the central mainland, she cultivated in the Sacred Martial Academy. That was where she got acquainted with a genius disciple in the academy, Yu Qingqiu. Yu Qingqiu's identity was actually the illegitimate daughter of the emperor of the central royal family. Back then, Yi Qingtang supported Yu Qingqiu fully and ultimately helped her to ascend to the position as the eldest princess of the central dynasty. Yi Qingtang treated Yu Qingqiu as her close friend, yet she never expected that she wanted to snatch her heart of the demon god today. Clank! A cold glint flickered in Yi Qingtang's eyes. She drew her demonic blood sword out immediately and slashed at Yu Qingqiu. Swoosh! The blood-colored sword slight disappeared after a second as though it slashed in the air. Yu Qingqiu's body was not injured at all, and even more so, this attack did not attract the attention of anyone at all. It was as if they did not sense anything. The savage and arrogant laughter on their face remained. Yi Qingtang was slightly shaken when her sword slashed in the air. The murderous intent in her eyes subsequently faded as she chuckled. This place is indeed my reverse mental demons. All of this is merely my obsession. The scene before her was a memory in the deepest corner of her mind that she could not bear to recall. The current her was only an onlooker and nothing more, Yu Qingqiu. I can understand, if people want to snatch my heart of the demon god. But, why do Sacred Martial Academy, and you want to kill me as well? Does benefit override everything in this world? The lady was filled with despair, with grief and resentment clearly seen on her face. Yi Qingtang, cut the crap. Hand the heart of the demon god over. We will not take your life. Humph. What has your life or death got to do with us? We only want the heart of the demon god. As for your life or death, it will be left to the heavens to decide. Everyone from Sacred Martial Academy had a cold attitude. To them, the heart of the demon god was what they truly wanted. As for Yi Qingtang, she was merely a sacrifice in their struggle for the heart of the demon god. Chapter 601, Mental Demons. 1. Before this extraordinary gain, had they ever thought of Yu Qingtang as their companion? The moment those people spoke, a few shadows from far away darted towards them. The leader of the group was donned in a dragon robe. Standing afar, he had an overbearing aura that was so mighty it was as though it could crush everything in the world. The Emperor of Central Dynasty. As the onlooker, Yu Qingtang's brows were furrowed as she watched that man who was standing in the air. Central Dynasty and Sacred Martial Academy were her archenemies. One day, she would still head to the Central Dynasty, and at that time, she would definitely erase their names from this world. Hand the heart of the demon god over. The Emperor of the Central Dynasty looked at the lady unsympathetically as though he was looking at a tiny ant. Currently, the lady was already at a dead end. Ha ha ha, Yu Qingtang. I told you to be on your guard against Yu Qingqiu and the Sacred Martial Academy, but you didn't listen. Do you regret it now? However, in this desperate situation, a cold laugh suddenly reverberated throughout the place. Everyone looked at the sky immediately. A giant ape descended from the sky and landed near the lady gradually. His huge frame guarded in front of the lady. Beta Demon Lord of the Demon Clan. Beta Demon Lord, the #1 talent of the ape clan's descendants. Many onlookers discussed after seeing that giant ape. Brother, when Yu Qingtang saw the giant ape who protected the lady behind him, she shivered as the past memories floated to her mind. In her previous life, Yu Qingtang finally became a holy venerate after 300 years. In these 300 years, she had a total of 6 sworn brothers, and this giant ape from the demon clan of the Central Dynasty was one of them. Addressed as Beta Demon Lord by others, he was one of the 10 top talents on this mainland and held a place on the talent roll. Beta Demon Lord, could it be that you wish to take a share of the loot as well? Yu Qingqiu looked at Beta Demon Lord. Beta Demon Lord scoffed. Yu Qingtang is my sworn younger sister. No matter how heartless I am, I will not attack my own sister. Seeming to hear the meaning behind Beta Demon Lord's words, a royal from the Central Dynasty said, Beta Demon Lord, this has nothing to do with you. It's better not to get into trouble. Your demon clan and we, Central Dynasty royals, are already on bad terms. Do you still wish to deepen the conflict? Ha! Beta Demon Lord laughed loudly out of a sudden. I, Beta Demon Lord, may be an ape from the demon clan, but I don't represent the demon clan on this mainland. Today's incident is solely my intention and has nothing to do with the demon clan. As the Beta Demon Lord finished his sentence, his body enlarged instantly and extended several hundred meters. It was though he was a giant demon that covered the sky. Qingtang, leave. Immediately, the giant ape grabbed Yu Qingtang and sprinted forward. Behind them was the pitch-black Dead Sea with a turbulent storm in the air above it. The giant ape brought the lady and crossed into the Dead Sea. Everyone present was appalled by the sight. As Yu Qingqiu watched Beta Demon Lord enter the Black Dead Sea, she hollered furiously. Beta Demon Lord, are you crazy? That is the Sea of Death. No matter how powerful you are, you will still be torn into pieces by the turbulent storm once you enter the Dead Sea. Ha ha ha, Beta Demon Lord laughed loudly. Don't you all want my sister's heart of the demon god? Why? Are you all scared of this Dead Sea now? Everyone from the Central Dynasty royals and Sacred Martial Academy watched on angrily but could not do anything either. While the heart of the demon god was good, if their lives were gone, it was useless no matter how good it was. One would definitely die after entering the Sea of Death as the turbulent storms could shred everything into pieces. If they chased after him and entered it, wouldn't they be completely churned by that turbulent storm as well? While everyone was unreconciled, they could only watch Beta Demon Lord bring Yu Qingtang away with their eyes wide open. Immediately, Yu Qingtang ignored the Sea of Death and chased after Beta Demon Lord. All of this was merely a part of Yu Qingtang's mental demons. In this space, she was intangible and invisible. Thus, the Sea of Death did not have any effect on her. Everything here was merely an illusion from her memory. Some time later, Yiqing arrived near the bottom of the Sea of Death. At that instant, Beta Demon Lord was already drenched in blood, and all his fur was stained red while the Black Dead Sea was also dyed crimson by his blood. On the other hand, the Yiqing from the previous life was wrapped in a ray of golden light and was completely isolated from the torrential storm of the Dead Sea. She did not sustain a single injury. Beta Demon Lord's body was hundreds of meters large. So magnificent was it that it seemed like a pillar that supported the sky, astounding everyone. Yet presently, this tall and indomitable frame was a ghastly sight. The turbulent storms in the surrounding had already cut Beta Demon Lord's flesh into pieces, and blood cascaded like raindrops. Brother. As the lady saw that the giant ape still stood straight and upright in this deathly situation, tears streamed down her face. Ha ha ha. Beta Demon Lord looked at the sky and laughed, ignoring the blood that spouted out of all the ruptured cuts. I, Beta Demon Lord, can be considered to have crossed the Sea of Death in this lifetime. From now on, historical records must mention my name. Subsequently, Beta Demon Lord lowered his head and looked at the lady in the golden light. Qing, the golden light on your body is converted from my demon core. Even if you are in this Sea of Death, you can get through a day. With the lady in his hands, the giant ape moved his legs with extreme difficulty. With every step he took in this Sea of Death, a glaring blood print was left below his feet. Each step depleted Beta Demon Lord's vitality continuously. However, Beta Demon Lord seemed to have no fear at all as he walked forward upright. He was very clear that only by sending his sister to a safe land above the Dead Sea would he prevent those people from taking her life. He must not stop. Brother. Let's return. Your body is no longer able to withstand the force of the turbulent storms. The lady said and looked up at the giant ape. However, Beta Demon Lord did not utter a single word and walked several miles in the Sea of Death before arriving at an unknown island. The moment Beta Demon Lord's feet stepped on the island. Boom! A loud sound erupted. Beta Demon Lord's huge frame collapsed with a crash. As gushes of blood from his body dyed the ground, his vitality disappeared rapidly. Brother. The lady felt a piercing pain in her eyes as she watched the giant ape turn back into a normal human. Ha! Ha! The ape said between pants. Qing, that year, when we became sworn siblings. I said that I would do my duty as the older brother. Now. I have done it. The lady wept silently as she held on to the pair of furry hands. You have a simple and kind heart. It's a good thing, but also a bad one. In this world, one may know a person's face, but not his heart. From now on, you must not tell anyone about the heart of the demon god in your body. The ape's body quivered, and color slowly drained from his eyes as though he was at the point of death. I hate that I have not saved my father, nor have I become the number one in the demon clan. I am not resigned to this. I hate this so much. The ape muttered. A repressed sound escaped from Beta Demon Lord's blood-stained lips, and his furry hands clutched on Yiqing tightly. Suddenly, all force was lost from his hands, which hung down weakly right after. Brother! The lady screamed in grief. For 3 whole days, the lady sat beside the ape without consuming anything. With no more tears left to cry, her empty eyes were filled with repression as she looked at the ape beside her. If not for her, how would Beta Demon Lord have died? If not for her, Yiqing stood there for a long time. As she watched herself from her previous life sit in front of Beta Demon Lord, it was as if a huge boulder weighed down on her heart. Even if she knew the scene before her was only an illusion from her previous life, but she once again saw the scene of her brother dying because of her. After a long time, the lady buried Beta Demon Lord there and walked into the forest. Once the lady left, Yi Qingtang walked forward and knelt before Beta Demon Lord's new grave. She swore to herself with a firm expression in her eyes. Brother. In this lifetime, I will definitely protect your safety. Beta Demon Lord was her first sworn brother in her previous lifetime and died on this unnamed island in order to protect her. His dream was not even accomplished. I, Yi Qingtang, swear to destroy Sacred Martial Academy in Central Dynasty and to help brother to rescue his father. In this life, I must not let brother have a tragic death. Yi Qingtang obtained a bottle of wine from her space ring. She drank half of the bottle and subsequently poured the other half in front of the grave. This was the Beta Demon Lord from her previous life, but she was reborn, and time reversed. In this life, Beta Demon Lord was still alive. As Yi Qingtang looked at herself from her past life cultivate painstakingly every day, she did not know what to feel. After Beta Demon Lord had sent her to this island in her previous life, Yi Qingtang lived on this island for half a year and discovered some secrets of the origins of the Demon Clan and the Central Dynasty royals from the relics on the island. One day when the turbulent storms of the Dead Sea disappeared, Yi Qingtang finally left this place. After leaving the Sea of Death, Yi Qingtang headed to other mainlands and never returned here. These are my mental demons. You wish to make use of my mental demons and trap me in it forever, don't you? Yi Qingtang's eyes were firm. Despite all the twists and turns, her mind was still as resolute. She scoffed. That's looking down on me too much already. Holy lady, suddenly, a vague voice sounded from nowhere. As this voice emerged, the sky shattered into pieces immediately like glass. Once Yi Qingtang opened her eyes, she realized that she had returned to the third palace. At that instant, Yi Qingtang was holding the demonic blood sword and pointed it straight at the Blood Moon Elder. Holy lady, wake up. I'm going to retaliate. The Blood Moon Elder shouted at Yi Qingtang frantically. Previously, the Blood Moon Elder followed Yi Qingtang into the third palace, but he suddenly saw Yi Qingtang holding onto the demonic blood sword and slashing towards him instantly, behaving no different from those who had lost their minds. Chapter 604, The Inscrutable Hearts of People, 1. At that instant, Yi Qingtang had already broken free from the screen of her mental demons and regained mental clarity. You want to retaliate? Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder. Holy lady, you're awake. The Blood Moon Elder was slightly stunned when he saw Yi Qingtang speak. Yi Qingtang nodded. I fell into my mental demons earlier, but I have broken free from it already. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, the Blood Moon Elder had a shocked expression. Mental demons? Yi Qingtang looked down at the black heaven water in her hands. There seems to be something wrong with this black heaven water. Yi Qingtang mumbled. The Blood Moon Elder walked forward immediately and looked at the black heaven water. Holy lady, can I have a look? The Blood Moon Elder asked. Yi Qingtang handed the black heaven water to the Blood Moon Elder directly. Currently, Yi Qingtang had already trusted the Blood Moon Elder and was not worried that he would snatch her black heaven water away. After inspecting it for a long time, he covered the mouth of the bottle, and a black mist emerged from his palm subsequently. About a few breaths later, a pitch-black plant about the size of a thumb was sucked out from the mouth of the bottle by the Blood Moon Elder. This is Ghostwood Root. The Blood Moon Elder was surprised, and even Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed. The ghostwood root was a plant that grew in lands that were condensed with grievance, and it was bred using grievance. It only formed after 100 years of growth, and this ghostwood root that was about the size of a thumb required at least 200 years to grow. The ghostwood root emitted a faint scent. Once a cultivator breathed it in, they would hallucinate and be trapped in his deepest mental demons. The ghostwood root itself is not scary, and the diffusion of its scent is extremely limited, but when it's placed in the black heaven water, the effects are multiplied by at least a few times. Yi Qingtang frowned deeply as she pondered. When they entered the hell of Avicenaraka, everything seemed to be designed by someone. Cultivators like them who entered the hell of Avicenaraka were like chess pieces which were controlled and toyed by someone. What exactly is going on? The Blood Moon Elder was rather anxious. Looking back, it seemed like they were manipulated by an invisible hand throughout, including entering this mysterious palace. Yi Qingtang looked behind her. In the second palace, more than 10 people were in a frenetic state and fighting each other with their lives. A golden flame emerged in Yi Qingtang's palm immediately, burning the ghostwood root into ashes. At the same time, the people in the second palace who were originally killing others suddenly stopped. As the ghostwood root was completely burnt, the bewitching scent no longer persisted, and everyone naturally sobered up. What happened? I seem to be stuck in an illusion just now. The people in the second palace were very puzzled. Suddenly the Yunshao sect elder caught sight of Yi Qingtang, who held the black heaven water from the corner of his eyes. Black heaven water. After seeing the black heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hands, the Yunshao sect elder's expression changed immediately. The preciousness of the black heaven water was no less than that of the Paragon Dharma treasures on this mainland. Everyone knew that the black heaven water could cleanse the spirit root and evolve its physique. It was a rare treasure that could cause the super sects to go crazy over. However, this item was extremely hard to come by, and normal people simply did not even have the chance to see it. Is that the black heaven water in your hands? The Yunshao sect elder flew towards Yi Qingtang immediately and locked his eyes on the item in Yi Qingtang's hands. Chapter 605, The Inscrutable Hearts of People, 2, So what if it is? Yi Qingtang scoffed. The Yunshao sect elder never hid his thoughts. He did take a fancy on the black heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hand. Fellow, hand the black heaven water to me. The Yunshao sect elder's expression was cold as ice as he stretched a hand out to Yi Qingtang. Hand it to you. Yi Qingtang found it funny. This black heaven water is mine. Why must I hand it to you? At this instant, more and more super sects disciples and wardens noticed the black heaven water in Yi Qingtang's hands. Divide the black heaven water with everyone. That's right. We risked our lives to enter this mysterious palace and almost died in here. How can we let you enjoy this big destiny alone? Black heaven water. All of us should have a share. It should be divided amongst all of us. Many disciples and wardens shouted angrily. This black heaven water was extremely rare, and now that they had seen it, how would they let it go? Ha! Yi Qingtang's lips curled, and a cold sneer appeared on her face. As her eyes swept across everyone at the scene, she said, if not for me, all of you would have died in your mental demons. Yet, you all still want me to share this black heaven water out equally now? What a joke! We relied on our own abilities and walked out of our mental demons. It has nothing to do with you. You must want to have this black heaven water for yourself alone. That's right. Aren't you too selfish? If you don't divide the black heaven water out today, don't blame us for being heartless. Yi Qingtang could not help but recall her past life as she looked at the *** faces in the palace. In her past life, she had seen too many of these scenes because of the heart of the demon god. Today, others forced her to hand the black heaven water over, but in her past life, it was to force her to hand the heart of the demon god over. Ha! Sure. Yi Qingtang scoffed coldly and directly threw that golden bottle to the Yunshao sect elder. Currently, the black heaven water is no longer with me. If you all want it, ask for it from the Yunshao sect elder. Yi Qingtang sneered. Yi Qingtang had already expected this situation. Thus, she had already stored the black heaven water in her space ring earlier on. As for the golden bottle, she had already changed it into consumable, clear water a long time ago. However, the black heaven water had been stored in the golden bottle for a long time, and even if it was replaced with clear water, the smell of the black heaven water was still extremely strong. Thus, no one would know that Yi Qingtang had already switched it. After everyone saw Yi Qingtang hand the Black Heaven water over to the Yunshao sect elder, everyone's eyes shifted away from Yi Qingtang and landed on the Yunshao sect elder. At that moment, the Yunshao sect elder treated it as a treasure and kept it immediately. Yunshao sect elder, what is the meaning of this? Do you want to hog the Black Heaven water for yourself? Seeing that the Yunshao sect elder did not intend to hand the Black Heaven water over, everyone apart from the Yunshao sect disciples was infuriated. While the Yunshao sect disciples were angry as well, they did not dare to speak their minds out. After all, he was an elder from their sect, and they could not say anything. Humph. The Yunshao sect elder sneered. 100 years ago, my Yunshao sect once had a portion of Black Heaven water but lost it later on. In my opinion, the Black Heaven water in this hell of Avicenaraka was the one that Yunshao sect lost back then. Is there anything wrong for me to retrieve my sect's item? What did you say? Yunshao sect elder, do you treat us as fools? When did your sect have the Black Heaven water? Even if it had the Black Heaven water, it has been lost for hundreds of years. What has it got to do with the Black Heaven water in this mystic realm? People from other super sects in the second palace sneered coldly. Chapter 606, The Inscrutable Hearts of People, 3. However, no one dared to move even though they felt that the Yunshao sect elder was deceiving them. After all, he was an elder of Yunshao sect. If they entered into a conflict here, people were afraid that it would result in a conflict between sects should they leave this place alive. However, everyone was unwilling to let the Yunshao sect elder keep the Black Heaven water for himself. As everyone was forcing the Yunshao sect elder to hand the Black Heaven water over, a black fog suddenly floated above everyone. The black fog suddenly formed into a male who was completely wrapped in a black robe. How interesting! The black-robed man's sinister laughter echoed throughout the entire hall. Upon hearing that voice, everyone immediately looked toward that black-robed man. Who are you? A super sect warden shouted at the black-robed man angrily. The black-robed man remained silent. The pair of eyes that were only revealed looked at Yi Qingtang quietly but looked away very quickly. Who exactly are you? The Yunshao sect elder sized up the black-robed man. However, the black robe was wrapped around the person securely, and it was impossible to see the person's face. Who I am is not important. The black-robed man laughed apathetically. The original plan is for you all to die here. It's truly weird. I placed the ghostwood root in the Black Heaven water, and according to logic, the effect of the ghostwood root should be strengthened multiple folds. All of you should have been trapped in your mental demons, making you all kill each other. The black-robed man mumbled, seeming to be speaking to himself yet also seeming to be telling everyone. Yi Qingtang's eyes were fixed on that black-robed man, and puzzlement filled her eyes. Although this black-robed man deliberately spoke with a soft voice, Yi Qingtang somehow felt that it was rather familiar. As the black-robed man finished his sentence, everyone was astounded. Being trapped in our mental demons was actually your doing. Who exactly are you? Why do you want to harm us? Everyone in the hall was enraged immediately. They almost died in this palace, and the main culprit was actually this black-robed man before them. Ha! Who I am is actually not important. The black-robed man shook his head and laughed. You all were sinners the moment you are born. Starting this 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka was merely to use your blood to cleanse these sins in the world. Nonsense. How could someone be able to control the danger level of a mystic realm? If you don't speak the truth, I will slaughter you today. The Yunshao sect elder shouted furiously. Ignorant. The black-robed man scoffed. I originally wanted to use the ghostwood root to kill all of you, but it seems that this plan has failed. Since that's the case, let me personally release you sinners. Afterward, the black-robed man formed a print with his palms. Boom boom. In the next second, the entire palace rocked crazily and emitted loud rumbles. Very quickly, a blood-colored light enshrouded the entire palace. An endless sea of blood condensed from the red light and surged into the hall instantly. Extermination of life formation. After noticing the situation, the expressions of the Yunshao sect elder and other powerful figures changed drastically. The extermination of life formation was an extremely high-level and dangerous formation. In less than 15 minutes, any living beings in it would turn into blood water. This hall actually has the extermination of life formation. How can it be? For a moment, everyone in the palace was utterly frantic and could not believe it. In this case, the hell of Avicenaraka realm is simply a huge scheme. Even the supposed Fiendcelestial beast is also a big lie that was let out for this scheme. One of the super sect elders shouted. Chapter 607, The Extermination of Life Formation, 1, the hell of Avicenaraka is indeed a conspiracy. However, the Fiendcelestial beast is not a lie. There was a Fiendcelestial beast that ran into the hell of Avicenaraka a few hundred years ago. Actually, it has nothing to do with the Fiendcelestial beast. Ultimately, your sin stems from desire and greed. The black-robed man turned into a ball of black fog and disappeared. As the black-robed man disappeared, the palace was in total chaos. Run! The extermination of life formation is turned on. We shall open the door together. The huge door of the hall was closed, and all exits were sealed off as the black-robed man left. Everyone took out their Dharma treasures and weapons and initiated strong attacks towards the huge door that determined their survival. However, though everyone combined their forces, the huge door remained intact. Yi Qingtang frowned. She looked at the Blood Moon Elder beside her and said, "Do you have any method to break the extermination of life formation?" The Blood Moon Elder contemplated for a while and said, "It shouldn't be a problem if I'm given enough time. However, under the current situation, before I can break the extermination of life formation, we will die here." Yi Qingtang did not say anything and took out the remaining talismans from her space ring. There were 3 talismans remained. 2 of them were from the little disciple of the Yunshao sect master that she killed. The last one was from the drained well in the blood-colored city. Yi Qingtang, I did not expect you to have the space transfer talisman. Suddenly, the black-robed man's deep voice came out of nowhere. The rest in the hall were busy attacking the huge door, and no one noticed the black-robed man's voice. However, Yi Qingtang was slightly shocked after hearing his words. Her disguise was considered rather successful, even her parents might not recognize her. However, the black-robed man could see through her disguise. "May I know what you are?" Yi Qingtang scanned through her surroundings, but there was no trace of the black-robed man. There was no reply as well. It seemed that the black-robed man had left. "Holy Lady, did the black-robed man mention the space transfer talisman?" The Blood Moon Elder stared at the talisman in Yi Qingtang's hands and asked. Yes, Yi Qingtang nodded. That was what the black-robed man referred to just now. The 2 talismans that Yi Qingtang got from the Yunshao sect disciple were not space transfer talismans. The only one left would be the mysterious talisman that she obtained from the city. The talisman was black in color and was engraved with mysterious words. It seemed that there was really turbulence of space energy within. Holy Lady, I did sense that there was some space energy turbulence in the black talisman. However, the black-robed man was odd. Why would he tell you that this is the space transfer talisman? I am scared that it's a conspiracy, the Blood Moon Elder said seriously. The black-robed man's intention was to let everyone here die in the hall. It seemed that the black-robed man accidentally told Yi Qingtang that she had a space transfer talisman, but it was apparent that he said it on purpose. We can only give it a try now. Otherwise, we will die in the extermination of life formation and turn into a pool of blood. Yi Qingtang frowned heavily. They could only try the talisman as there was no other option. Chapter 608, The Extermination of Life Formation, 2, There was still hope to survive if they gave it a try. If they did not dare to gamble, death would be the only way out. The Blood Moon Elder stared at Yi Qingtang and said, "Holy Lady, you should go. The talisman should be able to send you out of the hell of Avicenaraka." "Take care." Yi Qingtang was silent. The Blood Moon Elder took a glimpse at Yi Qingtang and immediately withdrew his sight. Disappointment filled his eyes. At this point in time, he had hoped that the Holy Lady would ask him to leave together. However, if he put himself in her shoe, he would leave alone as well. The space energy in the space transfer talisman was only enough to help one person escape the mystic realm. The Blood Moon Elder did not have any fantasies towards Yi Qingtang. He turned and joined the rest to attack the door of the palace. No one wanted to wait for death to come, especially the Blood Moon Elder. If he died again, he did not know how long it would take for him to revive. He did not want to die, though the chances of breaking the door were vague, he still needed to try. However, the Blood Moon Elder felt that his left shoulder was held tightly by a warm hand while he was attacking the door. The Blood Moon Elder turned instinctively and saw a familiar face. "Holy Lady." The Blood Moon Elder was stunned and could not believe who he saw. Yi Qingtang wanted to leave with him. "Go." Yi Qingtang chuckled. Though the space energy turbulence in the talisman was only enough to send one person out of the hell of Avicenaraka, Yi Qingtang would not leave the Blood Moon Elder here. She needed to give it a try no matter what. Yi Qingtang held the weak lady Ouyang Qian in front of her, and then the black talisman was ignited. Swoosh! As the black talisman was burnt, a strange ripple surrounded Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Like a magic trick, the two of them disappeared from the hall at the next second. However, the moment before they disappeared, Yi Qingtang noticed that the Yuehua sect master who regained his consciousness escaped the palace the moment the extermination of life formation was turned on. The rest all became a pool of blood in the extermination of life formation and were absorbed by the ground. After a long while, Yi Qingtang heard birds tweeting beside her eyes. She opened her eyes slowly and noticed that she was in a valley together with the Blood Moon Elder. There were rivers and a stretch of mountains in front of them. It seemed that they were in a heaven-like place. Many birds were resting on the trees in front of them, and that was where the tweeting came from. "We're out," astonishment flashed through Yi Qingtang's eyes. The black-robed man did not lie to her. The talisman she obtained from the blood-colored city was indeed a space transfer talisman. "Who is the black-robed man?" Yi Qingtang frowned and contemplated. Yi Qingtang had the feeling that she knew the black-robed man. He seemed to be an elder from his voice. "That's strange. Holy Lady, why would the black-robed man tell you the information about the space transfer talisman? If he did not say that, we would have died in the palace." Yi Qingtang was confused about the Blood Moon Elder's question as well. However, it was very fortunate that they could escape. There was no point in thinking about that anymore. If she could utilize the spirit energy in the blessed Grotto-heaven for cultivation, the results would be better than if she did it any other places. However, destinies always carried danger along. Yi Qingtang hesitated for a while and made her decision swiftly. "I need to absorb the spirit energy in this cave using the shortest possible time. You will guard the place for me. Stop me if anything happens," Yi Qingtang said towards the Blood Moon Elder immediately. She did not know when she would encounter such a destiny again. She was not willing to give up any chance to make herself stronger. The Blood Moon Elder obviously understood how precious the blessed Grotto-heaven was. He nodded instantly and said, "Rest assured, Holy Lady." The Blood Moon Elder walked out of the cave and initiated protection skills to guard her. Yi Qingtang then understood where the bones of demonic beasts came from in the cave. They seemed to be leftovers from the food of the huge black crocodile. Roar! The huge black crocodile roared in rage again. A horrifyingly intense demonic aura spread around. The huge black crocodile went mad and attacked Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Yi Qingtang did not intend to fight against the king-level demonic beast and fled with the Blood Moon Elder. Though Yi Qingtang's martial ability had entered the mid-stage of the second heaven of martial Qi level 3, her ability was still not stabilized since she just broke through. It was not beneficial for her to engage in the fight now. Furthermore, the king-level demonic beast was strong. Even if Yi Qingtang could defeat it, she would need to pay a great price. Chapter 612, Blessed Grotto-heaven, 3. Though Yi Qingtang was fast, the king-level demonic beast was not slow at all. The distance between them was only approximately 100 meters. Holy Lady, the fighting sounds previously came from the front, the Blood Moon Elder said and looked at Yi Qingtang. The sounds they heard were not far from them. The direction they were escaping to matched with the origin of the sounds. Yi Qingtang nodded and ran towards the front. The king-level demonic beast was still chasing closely behind. After a while, Yi Qingtang finally reached the place in front. There was a huge river in front of them. There were 10 figures beside the river. Yi Qingtang looked closely and noticed that the 10 people were from different sections. Furthermore, there was a giant tiger-shaped demonic beast on the river. The tiger-shaped demonic beast was pure white. An evil aura filled his eyes, and it looked like a huge heretic demon. How dare clowns like you to enter the hell of Avicenaraka and find trouble with me? The white tiger sneered, but surprisingly, it spoke human language. A Fiendcelestial beast? The Blood Moon Elder was slightly shocked after seeing the white tiger. Even Yi Qingtang also felt surprised. The Fiendcelestial beast could speak human language according to the legends. The aura around the white tiger was totally different from that of normal demonic beasts as well. The giant white tiger that could speak human language should be the rumored Fiendcelestial beast hiding in the hell of Avicenaraka. The black-robed man said that though the hell of Avicenaraka was a conspiracy, the information on the Fiendcelestial beast was real. There was indeed a Fiendcelestial beast in the hell of Avicenaraka. Most likely, the white tiger was that Fiendcelestial beast. The powerful people from the super sects surrounded the white tiger. There were a few corpses lying around. How dare you not bow in respect to me when you see me? How dare you dream to domesticate me? The white tiger twitched its mouth like a human as it was under attack. Its whiskers shivered along with its movement. It raised its giant white paw and smashed down towards the crowd. Boom! A loud sound exploded, and the 10 people flew outwards under the force of the white tiger's paw. They had no way to defend themselves at all. The people all felt bitter towards the white tiger's reproach. Since when did they want to domesticate it? It was the Fiendcelestial beast that chased and wanted to kill them. However, everything was inverted in its mouth. I was chased by humans outside, and it took me so much effort to enter the mystic realm here. Before I could enjoy my peaceful time here, you came for me again. How dare you look down on me? The white tiger roared in rage again. Chapter 613, Fiendcelestial Beast, 1. What lay before them was a huge black crocodile crazily chasing after a handsome gentleman and a stunning lady. Isn't that young Miss Ouyang Qian of the Ouyang family clan from the Nine Knights dynasty? Many super sects disciples recognized Ouyang Qian, who was possessed by the Blood Moon Elder, at one eye. That demonic beast is a king-level demonic beast. After seeing the black crocodile that was chasing after 2 people, many super sects disciples were stunned. King-level demonic beasts rarely appeared in the outer world and were usually active in the deepest areas of dangerous mountain ranges. They were extremely powerful, with their combat power being at least at the peak of the second heaven of martial Qi level 3. Many king-level demonic beasts at the level of a yin-yang perfected lord existed as well. For example, the combat power of Yunxiao sect's sect protector divine beast was as good as the early stage of a yin-yang perfected lord. There was a wide division between the martial Qi realm and Yin-Yang perfected Lord realm. The martial Qi realm was divided into 3 heavens. For example, the most powerful stage at martial Qi level 3 was only the 3rd heaven. However, the standards for Yin-Yang perfected Lord realm were completely different. Yin-Yang perfected Lord was divided into 9 heavens, with the 1st heaven of Yin-Yang perfected Lord being the early stage and 9th heaven of Yin-Yang perfected Lord as the peak. In a cultivator's journey, entering the Yin-Yang perfected Lord realm opened a new world for the cultivators. The Yin-Yang perfected Lord realm was divided into 9 heavens. Yin-Yang perfected Lord realm was also divided into Yin Lord and Yang Lord. People at the 1st to 6th heaven of Yin-Yang perfected Lord were called a Yin Lord. People at the 7th to 9th heaven of Yin-Yang perfected Lord were known as a Yang Lord. However, the number of Yang Lords on this mainland could be counted with one hand as most were Yin Lords. At that instant, everyone's eyes landed on that king-level demonic beast. A murderous air lingered around its body, and one could not tell how profound its skills were. It can't be a king-level demonic beast that has reached the Yin Lord level, right? Everyone sized up the huge black crocodile in astonishment. A Fiendcelestial beast before them had been chasing after their lives for many days, and now, another king-level demonic beast appeared. Fuck you. After seeing the king-level demonic beast, the huge white tiger that initially had a majestic presence was enraged and scolded loudly. Everyone did not know what happened. All they saw was the white tiger leaping towards the king-level demonic beast in an instant. Holy Lady! Careful! Chapter 614, Fiendcelestial Beast, 2. Before the king-level giant crocodile returned to its senses, the white tiger's claws waved and crashed on the king-level giant crocodile's head. Roar! The giant crocodile roared furiously. Fuck you. You're not conceding. The white tiger's sharp claws scratched several bloody cuts on the giant crocodile's head. Noticing that, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder exchanged a look. When they saw the white tiger, their hearts sank as they thought they were going to be attacked by enemies from both the front and back. Yet, unexpectedly, this Fiendcelestial beast actually ignored both of them and directly jumped at the giant crocodile. The so-called Fiendcelestial beast could not be a fool, could it? That king-level demonic beast was clearly chasing after the two of them. What had it got to do with the Fiendcelestial beast? At that moment, the king-level giant crocodile's head was flowing with blood, and it retreated backward successively in shock. Its malicious eyes had a trace of fear as it looked at the white tiger in front of it. A Fiendcelestial beast was the descendant of a celestial beast and a fiend beast. For a demonic beast with activated spiritual wisdom like the giant crocodile, it held a Fiendcelestial beast in awe and veneration by instinct. Naturally, this awe and veneration were built on the basis of their skills. If the Fiendcelestial beast was at its infancy and had no combat ability, that awe would not exist. If a demonic beast could consume the flesh and blood of a Fiendcelestial beast, there was a very high possibility that there would be a bloodline change, and this was extremely attractive to demonic beasts. As Yi Qingtang looked at the enraged Fiendcelestial beast, a guess formed in her heart. When this Fiendcelestial beast was in the outer world, it was probably frequently chased for its life by humans and demonic beasts alike, which resulted in its current persecutory delusional disorder. As long as it saw humans or demonic beasts, it would assume that they were here to kill it. You really think that I'm still an infant? Is that why you dare to be so impudent? Trash like you, how dare you think of eating me? The white tiger got angrier as he spoke. He immediately moved forward and waved its paws, causing that king-level demonic beast to retreat continuously. Roar! The giant crocodile's evil eyes were locked on the white tiger as it roared angrily. It seemed to be warning the Fiendcelestial beast. You are refusing to accept defeat, aren't you? Then, the white tiger inched closer again and bit the king-level giant crocodile's neck, causing it to shake its head wildly. The defense of the giant crocodile was extremely strong, and weapons were unable to penetrate its skin. However, the white tiger's fiendish teeth pierced into the giant crocodile's skin in an instant. Blood flowed out of the king-level giant crocodile's neck, dyeing its black body into a bright red. The sight stupefied all the people present. Although one could not tell how strong the king-level demonic beast was, its combat ability was at least that of humans' third heaven of martial chi level 3, and there was even a possibility that it was at half-step of yin-yang perfected lord. But such a ferocious king-level giant crocodile did not have the slightest ability to retaliate when it encountered the Fiendcelestial beast. Roar! The king-level giant crocodile thrashed its body around crazily and roared non-stop after being bitten on the neck by the white tiger. After struggling for a while, the giant crocodile finally escaped from the white tiger's mouth. The giant crocodile broke down internally at that instant. Its blessed Grotto-heaven was ruined by 2 humans, and before it could vent its anger, it met a Fiendcelestial beast which unknowingly beat it up. If it continued to be beaten, it did not know how much more torture it had to endure. After the giant crocodile roared at the white tiger, it finally fled from the scene helplessly. The Fiendcelestial beast instinctively wanted to chase after it, but after glancing at the numerous people at the scene, it abandoned the decision to chase after the king-level demonic beast. Chapter 6:15, Fiendcelestial Beast 3, Fuck all of you despicable and lowly humans. The white tiger towered over and looked down on everyone. What exactly do you want? A super sect figure shouted coldly. What do I want? The white tiger glanced over everyone. I want all of you to die here. Yi Qingtang looked around her surroundings. There were at least dozens of corpses nearby, which were probably all killed by this Fiendcelestial beast. This is an infant Fiendcelestial beast. Yi Qingtang's brows were slightly furrowed as she looked at this Fiendcelestial beast. Although it could not be compared to an adult beast, it was at least more mature than an infant one. Otherwise, that king-level giant crocodile would not have been beaten up. When have we ever chased after your life? All this while, it has been you who chased after our lives. However, in your mouth, it became us chasing after your life instead. A super sect figure gritted his teeth. He had never seen such a shameless beast. Over the past few days, they encountered this Fiendcelestial beast a while after entering the hell of Avicenaraka. Initially, everyone came for the Fiendcelestial beast, but it was too powerful, and looking at its body, it was definitely not an infant. After taking a look at it, they dropped the idea of capturing the Fiendcelestial beast. However, this Fiendcelestial beast was crazy and chased after them for days. Helpless, they could only fight the Fiendcelestial beast, but dozens of people died in its hands in just half a day. As a result, their combat ability was halved. How dare you despicable, lowly humans quibble! The white tiger hollered furiously and spouted black flames from its mouth. The charcoal black fiend fire was as dark as the abyss. Caught off guard, a few super sect figures were possessed by the black flame. In just a few seconds, those people turned into ashes completely. Everyone gasped at the sight. The Fiendcelestial beast was too powerful and frightening. The combat ability that it displayed was at least above the 4th heaven of yin-yang perfected lord. Even if everyone combined forces, they would definitely be unable to defeat it, and there was no probability of achieving victory. Looking back now, their desire of entering the mystic realm to tame the Fiendcelestial beast was truly ridiculous. It's fortunate that this Fiendcelestial beast has not grown to an adult, otherwise, even if a hegemon-level beast is here, it would also be slain. A few super sects figures were terrified as they looked at the Fiendcelestial beast. It was said that once a Fiendcelestial beast reached its adult form, its body could extend to several miles. Other stories said that it could swallow a city with millions of people with just one bite. In ancient times, quite a number of Fiendcelestial beasts once did evil. Areas with millions of people were almost swallowed in one go once they met an adult Fiendcelestial beast. Run now! A certain super sect figure shouted loudly. Immediately, the 10 or so people dispersed and fled in all directions, unwilling to remain there to wait for death. Holy Lady, this Fiendcelestial beast is too strong. It's better for us to be far from it. The Blood Moon Elder told Yi Qingtang. After hearing the Blood Moon Elder's words, Yi Qingtang nodded. That was her original intention as well. If they stayed there and were targeted by the Fiendcelestial beast, the consequences would be dire. Yi Qingtang's very first objective of entering the mystic realm was to obtain the Black Heaven water, and she never hoped to tame the Fiendcelestial beast. Still wished to escape. Suddenly, the white tiger jumped up. With a loud boom, the ground shattered. As the white tiger's huge body landed, it blocked the way of Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Despicable, lowly humans. You all have been chasing me for so long, but now you all wish to leave without giving me an explanation. The white tiger bellowed loudly while staring at Yi Qingtang. Chapter 616, Fiendcelestial Beast, 4, Despicable, Lowly Humans. You all have been chasing me for so long, but now you all wish to leave without giving me an explanation. The white tiger bellowed loudly while staring at Yi Qingtang. In a mountain valley that stretched as far as the eye could see, a snow-white demonic tiger chased after dozens of powerful figures wildly. Before long, the demonic beast leaped and blocked the way of a male and a female. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder exchanged a look. Yi Qingtang's brows were furrowed deeply as she scanned the white tiger before her while maintaining her composure. Although she had some breakthroughs, there was still a huge gap between her skills and the Fiendcelestial beasts. That king-level giant crocodile could not even retaliate, and it encountered the Fiendcelestial beast, and Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were probably much weaker. At that instant, the Blood Moon Elder had an anxious expression. The Fiendcelestial beast did not chase after so many other super sex figures and just had to stop him and Holy Lady. Despicable, lowly human. Don't you all want to kill me? How dare you think of escaping here now? The white tiger had a look of arrogance as its huge eyes swept a glance across Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder. Why? You all have the audacity to chase after my life but don't dare to admit it. Seeing that Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder were silent, it shouted angrily. When did we ever? The Blood Moon Elder wanted to explain but was cut short by Yi Qingtang. The Blood Moon Elder looked at Yi Qingtang in puzzlement. Both of them had never thought of killing the Fiendcelestial beast, so why did Holy Lady not let him explain to the Fiendcelestial beast clearly? Yi Qingtang laughed coldly as she looked at the white tiger before her. Fiendcelestial beast, you're right. We did come for you. After Yi Qingtang finished her sentence, the white tiger roared, seeming to be even more irascible than before. Yi Qingtang remained unmoved and flashed a smile. However, although we came for you, it's not to kill you. As a Fiendcelestial beast, you possess both the supreme bloodline of a fiend beast and a celestial beast. If a beast does not die young or prematurely and grows to an adult, it would be a legendary emperor-level powerful figure and could battle an emperor-level figure as well. We happen to admire you. Thus, we came this time to tame you. Tame me? Just based on you? The Fiendcelestial beast scoffed. Since ancient times, demonic beasts only believed in skills. In the ancient era, Ning Tian, Grand Emperor, and a Fiendcelestial beast slew their way, hand in hand, into the 9 heavens. Even tracing back to thousands of years ago, Kuang Long Grand Emperor joined hands with a Fiendcelestial beast to force the intruders from the outer world away, which became a widely circulated story amongst the people. Since that's the case, why can't I stand at the peak of this world and overlook the masses together with you? Yi Qingtang talked slowly as though the Fiendcelestial beast was an old friend. There was not a slight trace of fear in Yi Qingtang as she faced the Fiendcelestial beast. Amichum. The white tiger pondered for a moment and nodded. What you said is right indeed. I've once heard my father mentioning stories about the human clan and us, Fiendcelestial beasts. However, the partners of us, Fiendcelestial beasts, are supremely powerful figures. This mainland has such thin spirit energy and is also formed from a spiritual abode. What kind of powerful figures can appear here? This mainland is formed from a spiritual abode? The casual sentence of the Fiendcelestial beast invoked a trace of astonishment in Yi Qingtang's eyes. However, the current Yi Qingtang did not ask any further and only chuckled lightly. Did those supremely powerful figures stand at the tip of the world right after they were born? For example, a noble Fiendcelestial beast like you also require a long time to grow into an adult. Only then would you possess extremely powerful skills. May I know if I've said anything wrong? What you said is right. I agree fully. The white tiger replied. Chapter 617, Fiendcelestial Beast, 5. As the Blood Moon Elder listened to the conversation between Yi Qingtang and the Fiendcelestial Beast, a strange expression formed on his face. It's said that the spiritual wisdom of Fiendcelestial beasts is extremely high, but could it be that the Fiendcelestial beast before him hit its head when it was born? Holy Lady came up with such random nonsense casually, but it actually believed her. Great! The Fiendcelestial beast shouted. I admire your honesty deeply. You're different from those useless humans who do not dare to admit their actions. How about this then? You and I will battle. If you are stronger than me, I'll spare your life. The Blood Moon Elder from aside. If Holy Lady was stronger than it, did she still need it to spare her life? Shouldn't it be Holy Lady sparing its life? Yi Qingtang pondered for a moment and suddenly laughed. There's naturally no problem for us to battle, but look. When you stopped us, those humans whose moral conduct was even worse have already fled away. What is most important now is to chase after the lives of those people. It's better for us to put in our best once there are no other people around to disturb. Otherwise, if there's an internecine outcome, wouldn't those people reap the benefits without doing anything? Then, Yi Qingtang pointed at those powerful figures who scurried away in all directions. After hearing Yi Qingtang's words, the white tiger was stunned and looked at its surroundings instinctively. Indeed, as the human male before it said, the remaining people had already fled in all directions. Right, right, right. You're too right. The white tiger nodded repeatedly. All right, both of you shall stay here. Do not leave. When I've killed all of those people, I'll come back to find you all. Don't worry, we will wait for you here, and will not leave. Am true to my words and firm in my actions, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. After Yi Qingtang said that, the white tiger looked ahead and roared angrily. All you humans with terrible moral conduct, stop right there. Then, the white tiger leaped away and chased after those dozens of super sex figures. The Blood Moon Elder stood rooted to the ground, utterly stupefied. It was, bluffed away, just by a few sentences. How did this Fiendcelestial beast live until now? You and that Fiendcelestial beast are truly similar. Yi Qingtang chuckled. After the Fiendcelestial beast left, Yi Qingtang looked at the Blood Moon Elder and told him that. The Blood Moon Elder was shaken. Are you saying that I'm on par with this Fiendcelestial beast's majesty and have almost unrivaled skills? Yi Qingtang stared at him blankly. I don't know what I mean, but how this Fiendcelestial beast was able to live up to this day is the same as how you became an elder of the Blood Moon sect 1,000 years ago. Helpless, Yi Qingtang could only explain to the Blood Moon Elder. Holy Lady, I could become a Blood Moon Elder 1,000 years ago because... However, the Blood Moon Elder did not finish his sentence and was interrupted by Yi Qingtang. This place is not safe to stay for long. Given that Fiendcelestial beast's skills, it will return for us in no time. Let's leave quickly. Then, without giving any chance for the Blood Moon Elder to explain himself, Yi Qingtang turned around and left. Although that Fiendcelestial beast's brain might have some problems, it was, after all, a Fiendcelestial beast, and its combat ability was not a joke. If they were really found by that Fiendcelestial beast and asked for a spar, Yi Qingtang was not so conceited to think that she could defeat the Fiendcelestial beast. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder walked for several hours in this mountain valley but still could not leave this place. Yi Qingtang stopped for a rest under a rock and took the opportunity to consolidate her cultivation. Chapter 618, Fiendcelestial Beast, 6, Fuck You. At that instant, a furious holler reverberated throughout. Before Yi Qingtang realized what happened, the white tiger sprinted to them. Fuck you. How dare you lie to me? The white tiger's fierce eyes glared at Yi Qingtang as it roared in fury. Seeing that the Fiendcelestial beast suddenly came over, the Blood Moon Elder was shocked while Yi Qingtang frowned. Although Yi Qingtang knew that the Fiendcelestial beast would chase after them, she never thought that this white tiger would be so speedy. Before long, a surprised expression flashed across Yi Qingtang's eyes. This white tiger seemed dumb, but it was not so in reality. Before it left, it actually placed a Fiendcelestial beast's aura on her body. Thus, no matter where she escaped to, she would still eventually be found by the Fiendcelestial beast. White tiger brother, why did you say that? Yi Qingtang laughed as she looked at the white tiger without panicking. Humph. The white tiger scoffed coldly. Earlier on, we clearly agreed that you would remain at that spot and wait for me. Why did you run away? Run away? Yi Qingtang laughed faintly and shook her head. White tiger brother, you've misunderstood me already. This place is the 100-level peril hell of Avicenaraka. How can I keep staying at the same spot to wait for you? Moreover, you've already left the Fiendcelestial beast's aura on my body. No matter where I flee to, you could still find me. Since that's the case, why must I flee then? After hearing Yi Qingtang, the white tiger was shocked. You even know about the Fiendcelestial beast's aura? This human male's words are not false. Before I left, I did leave the Fiendcelestial beast's aura on his body. Otherwise, how could I find him now? 300 years later in her previous life, Yi Qingtang became a holy venerate. Thus, her insight and experience could not be compared to those of cultivators on this mainland. Even if it was the aura left by Fiendcelestial beast on her body, she could distinguish it instantly. Yet still, Yi Qingtang only realized when the white tiger found them. Humph. The white tiger scoffed coldly. I don't care whether what you said is real or fake. We'll have a battle according to our agreement earlier. If you can defeat me, I'll spare your life. Yi Qingtang was deep in thought at that moment. Although her skills were not considered weak on this mainland, she could not do anything when she encountered this Fiendcelestial beast. Given this Fiendcelestial beast's skills, even a powerful figure at the level of a super sect master would not be able to defeat it. Swoosh! At that instant, without giving Yi Qingtang a chance to speak, the white tiger's body flashed and jumped at Yi Qingtang immediately. Careful, holy lady! The Blood Moon Elder shouted anxiously immediately. However, before the white tiger landed on the ground, the heart of the demon god in Yi Qingtang's heart beat powerfully. In almost the blink of an eye, the frightening demonic aura on the white tiger's body was sucked away in full amount by the heart of the demon god in Yi Qingtang's body. In the next second, the white tiger in the sky shrunk rapidly. In just the blink of an eye, it shrunk to more than 10 times its previous size. Thud! The white tiger crashed onto the ground. Currently, it was only about 2 palms large and resembled a small tiger cub that was a few months old. The sight caused Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder to be stupefied. Looking at the palm-sized tiger, they were in disbelief. Yi Qingtang could fully feel that the heart of the demon god that absorbed the Fiendcelestial beast's demonic powers seemed to have stronger powers. Fuck you! The white tiger looked at its shrunk body in astonishment and scolded loudly. My heart of the demon god can actually absorb the Fiendcelestial beast's demonic aura. Yi Qingtang was in thought. Chapter 619, Little White Tiger, 1, Fellow, how dare you, snatch away all the demonic aura that I absorbed in the hell of Avicenaraka. You're a shameless and lowly chap. The little white tiger glared at Yi Qingtang angrily, wishing it could tear her into pieces. If looks could kill, Yi Qingtang would probably have died millions of times. Yi Qingtang was truly surprised by the turn of events. Currently, the demonic aura on the Fiendcelestial beast had faded, and its body turned into its real infant form. Hence, there was nothing for Yi Qingtang to be scared of. As she looked at the little white tiger's body, she suddenly realized something. This Fiendcelestial beast was indeed an infant as rumored. It was, however, that this Fiendcelestial beast seemed to be able to absorb the demonic aura in the hell of Avicenaraka, thus causing it to grow quickly. Just based on the demonic aura it absorbed, it skipped over its infancy stage. However, after this demonic aura was sucked away by the demon god, the Fiendcelestial beast returned to its original size and became an infant once again. Roar! The little white tiger roared angrily. However, this roar was no longer as imposing as before and instead seemed like a childish cry. Ha! As Yi Qingtang stared at the Fiendcelestial beast before her, her lips curled up slightly and formed into a devilish smile. What do you wish to do? Fuck you! The little white tiger shouted. You lowly chap! How dare you steal my demonic aura away? I finally shook away the infancy period with much difficulty. Fuck you! The white tiger panted and clenched his teeth. This appearance was a drastic contrast from before, and it seemed more adorable instead. If you curse at me again, I'll thrash your mouth, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. Thrash my mouth? The little white tiger scoffed. Fuck you! Pow! As the little white tiger just spoke, it was slapped by Yi Qingtang. F. Fuck you! The little white tiger retreated a few steps and cursed again. Yi Qingtang walked forward and swung her palm down. Pow! Fuck you, fuck you! The little white tiger did not admit defeat and cursed repeatedly. Pow! Pow! Yi Qingtang did not spoil it and gave another 2 slaps. Fuck you! I'm a Fiendcelestial beast. Do you know what a Fiendcelestial beast is? The little white tiger was completely dumbfounded. It was the first time in his entire life it was slapped by a human. Offspring of a celestial beast and a fiend beast and possesses the god-fiend bloodline. This is a Fiendcelestial beast, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. You know it, yet you still dare to hit me. The little white tiger shouted. You cursed at me, so I hit you, Yi Qingtang said logically. Fuck you! The white tiger scolded again. Pow! Yi Qingtang waved her hand. I'll fight it out with you, lowly chap. With a roar, the little white tiger immediately jumped up and darted towards Yi Qingtang. However, it crashed on Yi Qingtang's calf. Yi Qingtang was completely unhurt while the little white tiger fell on the ground and rolled a few rounds like a furball before finally coming to a stop. How? Do you still want to continue? Yi Qingtang said with a smile. The little white tiger pondered for a moment and said. Forget it. I'm a man of my words. We previously agreed that I'd spare your life if you defeat me. Okay, you can get lost. Remember, don't let me see you again in the future. I'll show mercy today and spare your life. Oh. Yi Qingtang found it a little funny that she was threatened by a little baby tiger. If it was before, Yi Qingtang would be afraid of it, but currently, the little white tiger which returned to its infant form had no lethality before her. I saw that you did not put in all your might either. How about we battle again? What do you think? Yi Qingtang asked the little white tiger. Seeing that Yi Qingtang did not have any intention to leave, the little white tiger put on an act. Emicham, I accept this suggestion of yours. However, I suddenly recalled that I haven't killed all of those people from earlier on. Wait here and not move. Once I've killed all of them, I'll come and find you again. Afterward, the little white tiger turned around and wanted to leave. After noticing the situation, Yi Qingtang took a step forward and stopped the little white tiger. Although this little white tiger did not have much combat power anymore, it was, after all, a Fiendcelestial beast. If it grew in the future, even a god fiend had to avoid it. How would Yi Qingtang let it go so easily? Move away. You're blocking my way. The little white tiger looked up at Yi Qingtang and said with a trace of childishness in its tone. Yes, I'll block your way. What do you wish to do? Yi Qingtang's eyes were full of smiles. You dare to block my way? The little white tiger scoffed. Then I'll take another route. Afterward, the little white tiger indeed passed by Yi Qingtang and strutted away. The Blood Moon Elder's lips twitched at the sight. This was completely an insult to the reputation of Fiendcelestial beasts. Since ancient times, millions of beings retreated away once Fiendcelestial beasts were out. Even those who were crowned as god fiends had to avoid the Fiendcelestial beasts. However, the Fiendcelestial beast before them completely insulted the name of Fiendcelestial beasts. What humiliation! What about the prior imposing manner? Or the previous mighty air it had? Humiliation. Before the little white tiger could walk any further, it was grabbed by Yi Qingtang and hugged in her arms. Fuck you. Let me go, you lowly chap. The little white tiger struggled crazily with its legs in the air in Yi Qingtang's arms. If you dare to curse at me again, I'll slap your mouth. Yi Qingtang threatened. You despicable and idiotic human, I'm a Fiendcelestial beast. Fiendcelestial beast. Even if it's an exceedingly powerful human, he also has to stay away and give way to a Fiendcelestial beast. Are you even clear of what a Fiendcelestial beast is? Aren't you afraid of me? The little white tiger shouted angrily. What you said is the case for an adult Fiendcelestial beast. However, you're merely an infant. Why should I be afraid of you? Yi Qingtang touched the little white tiger's red nose and smiled. Ow! Stop touching my nose. I'll fight it out with you. Then, the little white tiger slapped its 3 fingers large paws on Yi Qingtang's wrist. Are you serious? The corners of Yi Qingtang's lips twitched a little as she looked at the little white tiger. The force of that slap was really too small. Fuck you. I still have something urgent to settle. Put me down and apologize to me. Then you can leave. Otherwise, you'll suffer the consequences. The little white tiger threatened. I wonder what the consequences are. Yi Qingtang pinched the little white tiger's little cherry nose again. Ow! The little white tiger roared childishly. I still have a hidden trump card. Oh, use it then, Yi Qingtang said. I have a kind heart and am unwilling to slaughter. You must not force me. I'm doing this for your good. You must know how to appreciate favors. Your life should be prioritized no matter what, the little white tiger said in an earnest tone. Oh, there's no need. Just use it. If I'm killed by your hidden trump card, it's because I'm not skilled enough. It has nothing to do with you, Yi Qingtang said with a smile. Chapter 622, Master or Servant. The Blood Moon Elder glared at the little white tiger in Yi Qingtang's arms and scoffed coldly, not bothering with it anymore. How about this? I'll make a deal with you, the little white tiger said and looked at Yi Qingtang. Deal? Yi Qingtang was stupefied and smiled right after. What deal can you and I have? How about you tell me about it? You'll let me go, and I'll become even stronger in this hell of a Visinaraka. If there's a day when you return to the outer world and have difficulties, you can tell me. I'll definitely lend you a hand, the little white tiger said. After hearing the little white tiger's words, Yi Qingtang curled her lips. This Fiendcelestial beast really treated her as a fool. If she really went with what the little white tiger said, once it became even stronger in the hell of Avisanaraka and returned to the outside world, it would not be for repaying kindness but for seeking revenge. Yi Qingtang smiled faintly. She was not foolish, so why would she agree to such a request from the little white tiger? How is it? Aren't you very moved by my suggestion? The little white tiger added anxiously. However, Yi Qingtang shook her head. You only have 2 routes currently. The first is to submit to me, and the second is to be consumed by us. You'll make your own decision as to which route you want to take. After hearing that, the little white tiger said in a childish tone, wish to take the 3rd route. There isn't any. Yi Qingtang grinned. Little fellow, just submit already. Crickets and ants would save their lives, much less a Fiendcelestial beast like you. The Blood Moon Elder echoed. The little white tiger was silent. These 2 people did not seem to be easy to deal with. If it did not agree today, it would probably lose its life here. Fuck you. You humans are too shameless. The little white tiger cursed loudly. It was just his luck today. If you still don't make your choice, I can only help you to choose. Yi Qingtang laughed coldly. Fuck you. I'll agree with you, is that fine? However, you must ensure my life and safety. Seeing that Yi Qingtang was about to attack, the little white tiger yielded immediately. No matter what, its life was the most important thing. If you are my spirit pet, I'll naturally protect you in the future. Yi Qingtang immediately smiled when she saw that she got her way. Good. The little white tiger nodded as if he had just made a huge decision. Like this then. You and I will sign a master and servant contract. In the future, I am the master, and you are the servant. If anyone dares to bully you, I will rip them apart. How's that? Loyal, ain't it? The Blood Moon Elder said, fuck you. Could it be that this Fiendcelestial beast still did not understand the situation now? It actually wanted Holy Lady to be its servant. Yi Qingtang smiled as she shook her head. We will indeed sign a master and servant contract, but from now on, I will be the master and you, the servant. Once the contract is forged, there shall be no regrets for life. After hearing that, the Blood Moon Elder was a little shocked. Holy Lada's heart seemed to be too huge. From ancient times to now, it had not been heard that there was anyone who could sign a master and servant contract with a Fiendcelestial beast. Given the Fiendcelestial beast's character, even if it was the one before them, there was no way they would agree. As expected from the Blood Moon Elder, after hearing about the master and servant contract, the little white tiger's hair stood up all over its body as it shouted angrily. Fuck you. How dare you wish to fix a master and servant contract with me? You're simply just daydreaming. I'll be the master, and you'll be the servant. That's more like it. Chapter 623, A Secret Hidden from the World, 1-0. Yi Qingtang's lips tugged up. Are you really unwilling to do so? Even if you die? Pfft. Even if I die, I will never sign a master and servant contract with you. Just kill that thought already. The little white tiger looked as if he faced death with equanimity. Yi Qingtang pondered. She seemed to have stepped on the Fiendcelestial beast's bottom line. Looking at the little white tiger, it would probably not agree to sign the master and servant agreement even if he were to die. Yi Qingtang changed the track of discourse and said, it's fine if we don't fix a master and servant contract. However, we should sign an equality contract at least so that we cannot betray each other. After the little white tiger heard that Yi Qingtang changed her stance, the little white tiger's expression turned slightly better. The master and servant contract was impossible, but if it was an equality contract, it seemed to still be worth considering. After thinking for a long time, it eventually nodded and agreed. In no time, Yi Qingtang bit the tip of her finger to obtain a drop of fresh blood and obtained a drop of blood from the little white tiger to use for the contract ceremony. In less than 15 minutes, Yi Qingtang and the little white tiger signed the equality contract. The so-called equality contract did not have any distinction between master and servant. Yi Qingtang and the Fiendcelestial beast were equal and could not betray each other, otherwise, they would be engulfed by a mysterious force. Once the contract was fixed, Yi Qingtang hugged the little white tiger in her arms once again and caressed it continuously. The little white tiger had a look of despise on its face and immediately regretted fixing this equality contract. "Holy lady, I'll be on the lookout nearby." After seeing that Yi Qingtang settled the trouble with the Fiendcelestial beast, the Blood Moon Elder left with big strides. If others found out that the Fiendcelestial beast's body returned to its infant form, it would definitely arouse the contention of the powerful figures from the super sections. Once that happened, he and the Holy Lady would fall into an extremely passive situation. Once the Blood Moon Elder was far away, Yi Qingtang stared at the little white tiger in her arms. "Earlier on, you said that this mainland was transformed by a spiritual abode. What exactly does it mean?" Yi Qingtang still remembered that the little white tiger had said that earlier on. Currently, she and the little white tiger had fixed an equality contract. Thus, she naturally had to get to the bottom of it. "Why? You don't know?" The little white tiger shot a look at Yi Qingtang. "I'm really not sure." Yi Qingtang shook her head and spoke honestly. In her previous life, after she discovered the heart of the demon god, she was chased after for her life by everyone and left this mainland not long later. Thus, she was not very clear of the situation of this mainland. Fuck. That is a shocking secret. It is understandable why you don't know. The little white tiger had a mysterious look. Oh. After she saw the little white tiger's behavior, Yi Qingtang's interest was piqued suddenly. Could it be that this mainland had a secret hidden from the world? After a long time, the little white tiger looked around and only looked back at Yi Qingtang after seeing that there was no one. "Do you know about the fourth domain that disappeared mysteriously?" "I do know something about it," Yi Qingtang said and nodded. Initially, there were only 3 domains in this world. However, from some time ago, the so-called fourth domain appeared out of nowhere in what seemed like one night. Ancient Buddhas and perfected immortal existed in the fourth domain, and it was known as the most powerful domain. However, for some reason, the fourth domain disappeared completely as though those ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals had never appeared in this world before. While Yi Qingtang knew about the fourth domain, she was unclear how the fourth domain was related to the mainland. The legendary fourth domain was 1,000,000 miles away from this mainland. According to reason, the formation of this mainland should have absolutely nothing to do with the fourth mainland. That extraordinary lady used her powers to create this mainland and taught the humans on this mainland to use the martial Tao. Initially, those humans were deeply grateful, but as the powers of that extraordinary lady thinned, the humans were gradually dissatisfied with the genius lady. They complained about her and even got furious. Ultimately, they actually joined forces to severely injure that genius lady and sucked all the last traces of powers in her body dry. Afterward, the extraordinary lady who was on the edge of death was saved by the Xianling Patriarch but died a few days later. What you mean is that extraordinary lady had 2 spiritual abodes in her body? Yi Qingtang asked in curiosity. That's right. It's said that the extraordinary lady is the descendant of an ancient Buddha and perfected immortal. She possessed the bloodlines of both immortals and Buddhas and was extremely powerful. She possessed 2 spiritual abodes. One of them created this mainland while the other turned into this mystic realm. The little white tiger nodded. That extraordinary lady is truly foolish. Yi Qingtang could not help but sigh. Chapter 625, Whose heart is it? Yi Qingtang did not have any suspicions about the little white tiger's words. Both of them had already signed an equality contract. Moreover, there was no reason for the little white tiger to lie. Furthermore, that extraordinary lady was a miss of an ancient clan from the central dynasty in this domain. The little white tiger added. Central dynasty, ancient clan. Yi Qingtang was in thought. In this domain, the strongest mainland was the central mainland, which had several large dynasties, with the central dynasty being one of them. The central mainland could represent the peak of the martial cultivation in this domain, and those ancient clans were especially scary. Actually, that extraordinary lady is pitiful as well. The little white tiger sighed. She was different from everyone else since birth, and it resulted in an anomaly in heaven and earth. When she became an adult and was discovered to possess the bloodlines of Buddhas and perfected immortals, the entire central mainland was shaken. Afterward, there was internal chaos within the ancient clan. The extraordinary lattice father was the clan master of the ancient clan but was killed. Then, the entire central dynasty was searching for that extraordinary lady and wanted to eat her flesh to increase their own abilities. Helpless, that genius lady left the central mainland and searched for the origins of her bloodline, eventually finding the fourth domain. It seemed that she returned to the first domain after knowing some secrets regarding the fourth domain. She initially planned to conceal her identity but found this deserted area and created this mainland due to her kind nature. However, no one could have expected that she would eventually be killed by those ungrateful wretches. Fuck, it's truly a grievance. She truly is extraordinary. Yi Qingtang sighed. She could only lament that fate made fools of people. As a descendant, how was she to make any judgments? The ungrateful wretches that the little white tiger said indeed should die. But those batches of people had died from old age a long time ago. While the people on this mainland currently were the descendants, they were innocent. Right and wrong, how could descendants like them comment on this? As the little white tiger stared at Yi Qingtang, it grinned like a human and flashed a few tiny sharp teeth. I see that you have some knacks as well. The thing that absorbed all of the demonic powers from my body just now should be the heart in your body, right? After hearing the little white tiger, Yi Qingtang was suddenly alarmed. Instinctively, she unsheathed the demonic blood sword, and a deadly, cold glint flashed across her eyes. Fuck you. I've already signed the equality contract with you. What are you afraid of? Can I betray you? The little white tiger was indeed frightened when it saw the glint in Yi Qingtang's eyes. Clank. The demonic blood sword was kept back into its sheath by Yi Qingtang, who locked her eyes on the little white tiger. How do you know about my heart? You wish to know. The little white tiger looked at Yi Qingtang meaningfully. Say it quickly. Yi Qingtang frowned. It's not that I don't want to say, but currently, I've signed the equality contract with you already, and not saying is for your good. Fuck you, don't fail to appreciate my kindness. The little white tiger had a proud look on its face. Immediately, Yi Qingtang held the demonic blood sword against the little white tiger's neck. Cough cough. Actually, it's good to say it as well. The little white tiger moved its neck away and said, I'll tell you honestly. My father once sparred with ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals. Thus, I am extremely sensitive to the powers of ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals. That heart of yours has that aura. Although it's thin, it cannot escape from my nose. After hearing that, Yi Qingtang rolled her eyes at the little white tiger. The heart in her body was the heart of the demon god. How could it be related to perfected immortals or even ancient Buddhas? Such a thing was definitely impossible. Chapter 626, as a chess piece, if my guess is right, you actually have the bloodline powers of ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals in your body. Otherwise, your body would definitely be unable to contain that heart, the little white tiger said with certainty. My heart is the heart of the demon god. Yi Qingtang was helpless. This little white tiger had a habit of lying with its eyes wide open. Heart of the demon god, the little white tiger said with a serious expression. Demon god, human emperor, fiend honor. Although they are powerful figures at the emperor level and have already reached an extremely high position to you humans, even the legendary gods might not be able to control the heart in your body. Hence, you said that that is the heart of the demon god? The little white tiger sighed. I've heard about the demon god for this generation. Although he is powerful, truth to be told, this heart may not belong to him. Even if he was the demon god for this generation, he might not be able to control this heart. I think that it seems to belong to you. When the little white tiger spoke to the end, a trace of seriousness flashed across its eyes. It was as though it knew something but kept mum about it. At that instant, Yi Qingtang's brows were tightly furrowed. Looking at the little white tiger, it definitely did not seem that it was lying to her. But if the little white tiger were speaking the truth, then what exactly was this heart of the demon god? The heart of the demon god did not belong to the demon god, but herself? According to the little white tiger, to control this heart perfectly, one's body required the bloodline of ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals. So what relation did she and the disappeared fourth domain have? Presently, Yi Qingtang already knew that her birth parents were not from the Yi family. The little white tiger said that her body possessed the bloodline powers of ancient Buddhas and perfected immortals. Speaking in another way, wouldn't she be a descendant of the fourth domain? However, she had never been to the fourth domain and did not understand a thing about it. For a moment, Yi Qingtang's heart could not help but shake. It seemed that she had fallen into a huge scheme right from the start. A pair of invisible hands were slowly controlling from the back while she was actually like an insignificant chess piece on the chessboard. Why would her body have the bloodline power of the fourth domain, and how did she arrive in the Yi family? Amichum. Actually, I only heard about it from hearsay. All of this was told to me by my father and mother. The little white tiger added. Your father and mother? Yi Qingtang said and looked at the little white tiger. So where are they? Currently, Yi Qingtang desperately wanted to know exactly what happened. What was the heart of the demon god about also? However, the moment Yi Qingtang mentioned the little white tiger's parents, a hint of blurriness emerged in its round eyes. My parents. What happened? Yi Qingtang asked softly. Nothing. The little white tiger licked its paws with its tiny pink tongue and subsequently rubbed its eyes. Looking at the little white tiger, Yi Qingtang knew that this Fiendcelestial beast also had its own story and past, and its parents seemed to be a hurtful memory for the little white tiger. Since it was unwilling to say, it was not right for Yi Qingtang to continue asking. Good. Since you are my spirit pet already, I'll definitely not let anyone bully you in the future. Yi Qingtang could not help but hug the little white tiger tightly. Although this white tiger's brain was not bright and assumed that anyone it saw wanted to kill it, as ridiculous as it sounded, thinking of it carefully. It was away from its parents since it was an infant and had wandered outside. If it did not suffer endless humiliation and torture, how would it become like this? As a Fiendcelestial beast, it would command reverence from everyone if it grew up. But if it did not grow and was only at its infant form, it was only a magic elixir which had a taste that would linger in memory. Chapter 627, Land of Inheritance. When Yi Qingtang saw that the little white tiger could not help but reveal a sorrowful expression upon mentioning its parents, she sighed softly and rubbed its furry chin. Fuck you. I'm not a dog. The little white tiger's hair stood up immediately after being teased by the Yi Qingtang, and its face was full of protest. No cursing. Yi Qingtang berated. Fuck you. The little white tiger said. Yi Qingtang realized that she really did not know how to deal with the tiger after she signed the equality contract with this Fiendcelestial beast, and it was not right for her to hit it as she wished. Since it liked to curse, then let it be. Who did you learn this from? Yi Qingtang was a little curious. My father, the little white tiger said. My father scolds other Fiendcelestial beasts like this. Those Fiendcelestial beasts did not even dare to retort, unlike you who even dared to hit me. Fuck you. So that's why. Yi Qingtang finally understood. This little white tiger's cursing was probably just a form of yearning for its father. However, it was just displayed through an exceptionally special method. Oh right. The little white tiger suddenly thought of something and told Yi Qingtang. The opening of this hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm is the deliberate act of two people. One of them is very young while the other is completely wrapped in a wide black robe, and I can't see his face clearly. Since you're in this mystic realm, you must be more careful. Black-robed person. Yi Qingtang pondered. That black-robed person had already appeared in the palace hall. He used an array formation which wiped out dozens of powerful figures from supersections. Only she and the Blood Moon Elder escaped using the talisman along with the Yuehua sect master, who also successfully escaped, while all of the remaining people died. As for the young man that the little white tiger said, Yi Qingtang had no memory of him at all. Until now, Yi Qingtang still did not understand why the mysterious black-robed person told her about the space transfer talisman at the critical moment. If the black-robed person did not say anything, she and the Blood Moon Elder would have also died in the palace. Before Yi Qingtang said anything, there was a violent vibration in the sky ahead of them. Extremely far away, a shadow of a large palace ascended into the sky. Below the palace, a lady slowly walked on the steps and walked to the palace. Yi Yu. A cold glint flashed across Yi Qingtang's eyes when she saw the lady who was about to enter the palace in the sky. The land of inheritance in this hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm. The little white tiger clicked his tongue. That lattice luck is not bad. She actually found an inheritance in this dangerous mystic realm. She is really lucky. What inheritance is that? Yi Qingtang asked. One of the best inheritances on this mainland. Why? You have a grudge against that lady? The little white tiger looked at Yi Qingtang with a strange expression. She once dug my spirit root away, Yi Qingtang answered honestly. Fuck her. After hearing that, the little white tiger swore loudly. Spirit roots are the foundation of cultivators. That slut dug your spirit root? That means she was simply wanting your life. I can still understand if that slut did not pay attention to you, but she actually did not attach importance to me. How dare it bully my person? Humph. The little white tiger scoffed coldly. That inheritance is not the best in the hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm. I know where the best inheritance is. What's the big deal if she can find that inheritance? I can bring you to find an even better one. Chapter 628, Evil Spirits Realm, an even better land of inheritance. Yi Qingtang was in thought as she looked at the little white tiger. The little white tiger had lived in the hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm for very long and should be familiar with this place. Thus, knowing an even better land of inheritance was reasonable. At that instant, the little white tiger locked its eyes on the palace in the air and said, inside that palace is a blessed land of inheritance. Although it's considered pretty good, I know an even better land of inheritance. I can bring you there. What inheritance is it? Yi Qingtang questioned. I'm not sure about that yet. The little white tiger shook his head. I can smell which land of inheritance is better with my nose, but I have never entered any before. Seeing that Yi Qingtang was silent, the little white tiger said impatiently, do you want to go or not? Yes. Yi Qingtang eventually nodded and agreed. Although the hell of Avicenaraka was extremely dangerous, the inheritances and destinies here were very large as well. With such a chance, how would she give up easily? How long have you been in the hell of Avicenaraka? Yi Qingtang looked at the little white tiger in curiosity. How long? The little white tiger pondered for a moment, seeming to be thinking about it seriously, but ultimately shook his head. I don't remember clearly already. It has been too long, and exactly because of that, I'm very clear of everything in the hell of Avicenaraka. Oh. So how dangerous is the land of inheritance that you mentioned just now? Yi Qingtang asked again. The little white tiger shot a look at Yi Qingtang. Woman, since it's a land of inheritance, danger naturally exists. As for how dangerous it is, how would I know? I've never been in it before. You know that I'm a female? Yi Qingtang was stunned. Fuck you. The little white tiger felt that it was humiliated. That lady kept calling you holy lady just now. If you aren't disguised, then what could it be? Do you really think that I'm stupid? The lady that the little white tiger talked about naturally referred to the Blood Moon Elder. Yi Qingtang was actually speechless after hearing that. Oh right, I see that there is a trace of demonic aura on you all. You all can't be related to that Blood Moon sect, can you? The little white tiger said meaningfully. How do you know about the Blood Moon sect? Yi Qingtang was stunned. In the little white tiger's mouth, the blood moon aura on their bodies seemed to have become demonic aura. Humph. I am a Fiendcelestial beast. I know everything in the heavens above and the earth underneath. I also know everything from 5,000 years ago and the happenings from now on. Is there anything else I don't know? The little white tiger had a proud expression. So do you know that you will be injured in the future by talking like this? Yi Qingtang smiled faintly. Let's not talk about that. It seems that you're really the holy lady of that Blood Moon Holy Lord. But I'll advise you to stay away from the Blood Moon sect, especially that Blood Moon Holy Lord. You better stay away from him as far as possible. The little white tiger pursed its lips. Blood Moon Holy Lord. Yi Qingtang looked at the little white tiger. What is the reason for that? The Blood Moon Holy Lord was her sworn younger brother. Why could she not be close to him? Forget it if you don't listen. The little white tiger seemed to be unwilling to be entangled on this topic and said, right ahead is the evil spirit's realm. After passing through, you can reach the land of inheritance that I said. Hurry on. Yi Qingtang carried the little white tiger in her arms and called for the Blood Moon Elder before heading towards the evil spirit's realm which the little white tiger spoke of. Fuck you. Put me down. The little white tiger struggled in Yi Qingtang's arms. However, there was no use in struggling as Yi Qingtang did not have any intention to let go. Of course, you will lead us there. Yi Qingtang chuckled at the little white tiger in her arms. No. I'm not going. Fuck you, I'm not going. The little white tiger panicked. Fuck you. Do you only know this one line? Can't you change to something original? The Blood Moon Elder, who followed behind Yi Qingtang, could not stop himself from asking. Fuck your father. Fuck your grandfather. The little white tiger swore while struggling. The Blood Moon sect elder stared blankly at the little white tiger. You must lead the way for us. Moreover, I will not leave you outside alone, Yi Qingtang said. I'm already at the infant form. It's only a burden if you bring me along. If it was before, I would not fear the evil spirit's realm, but now. The little white tiger was extremely unwilling to head there with Yi Qingtang. It's fine. I don't despise you. Yi Qingtang smiled. After struggling for a long time to no avail, it could only choose to relent. If it had to blame anyone, it could only blame its mouth. If it did not say anything about the land of inheritance, all these matters would not have been stirred up. But the words were spoken, and there was no medicine for regret in this world. What is this? In the process of struggling, the little white tiger accidentally crawled into Yi Qingtang's arms and grabbed the little lightning dragon's tail. Before Yi Qingtang could stop it, the little white tiger, urged by its curiosity, pulled the little lightning dragon out at once. At that instant, the little lightning dragon and the little white tiger stared at each other. The little lightning dragon was a little fearful after sensing the aura of a Fiendcelestial beast, but when it saw the little white tiger near it, its eyes were full of curiosity. "This is also my spirit pet," Yi Qingtang said. The little white tiger had a proud expression as it looked at Yi Qingtang. "It's only a little lightning dragon. Also, I am not your spirit pet. We signed an equality contract, not a master and servant contract. Both of us are equal." Then, the little white tiger no longer bothered with Yi Qingtang and poked the little lightning dragon non-stop with its 2 claws. As it dragged on, the little lightning dragon seemed to be a little impatient and slapped its tail on the little white tiger's face. "Fuck you. How dare you hit me?" The little white tiger was in disbelief. Even an adult king-level demonic beast had to avoid crossing paths with it, but this little lightning dragon actually dared to slap it with its tail. "Don't bully the little lightning dragon." Yi Qingtang frowned slightly. "Fuck you." The little white tiger swore angrily. "It clearly is the one who slapped me with its tail. Are you blind? If you did not provoke it, would it slap you with its tail?" Yi Qingtang replied. "Humph." The little white tiger scoffed coldly. "You already have me. What do you still need it for? You might as well let me eat it to increase my skills and let me grow faster." After hearing that the Fiendcelestial beast wanted to eat it, the little lightning dragon seemed to be a little furious and slapped its tail on the little white tiger's face once again. "Ow! Fuck you, I'm going to fight it out with you." The little white tiger flew into a rage. Before it could take any action, the little lightning dragon crawled into Yi Qingtang's arms and disappeared from sight. Yi Qingtang was rather helpless to see the little white tiger behaving this way. She carried it with a hand to stop it. "I want to beat it until it dies." The little white tiger lifted its head up and looked at Yi Qingtang. "Settle down. The current you cannot defeat it either." Yi Qingtang immediately poured cold water on the little white tiger. Before the little white tiger could speak again, a deep voice suddenly reverberated around the entire place. Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder scanned their surroundings instinctively but could not see the source of the voice. "Look in the sky." The little white tiger pointed to the air. After hearing it, Yi Qingtang and the Blood Moon Elder immediately looked up. A huge shadow appeared in the sky. Yi Qingtang was not unfamiliar with this shadow. It was the black-robed person who appeared in the mysterious palace not long ago. Almost at the same time, thousands of people in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm gazed at the black-robed person in the sky. "Everyone, welcome to the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm." The black-robed person's deep voice echoed quickly. "All of you must be wondering who I am, why would I appear here, and what my objective is." The black-robed figure chuckled lightly. "Actually, all of this is not important. I appeared only to divulge some information to you all." As the black-robed person finished his sentence, another image appeared in the air. In the image, there was a male and a female walking together, and in the lattice arm was a valiant and spirited little white tiger. This person is Yi Qingtang, a Xianling sect disciple. In her arms is the only Fiendcelestial beast in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm. At this instant, they are heading to another land of inheritance. The black-robed person laughed lightly. After seeing the illusionary image, everyone was shocked. Yi Qingtang, who was disguised as a male, the Yunshao sect masses, especially, clenched their teeth tightly after seeing Yi Qingtang and wished they could chop her into pieces. Apart from Yunshao sect, powerful figures from the other super sects were interested in the Fiendcelestial beast in Yi Qingtang's arms. Who exactly are you? What is your objective of appearing here and telling us about this? At that instant, a falling Sky Valley warden shouted angrily at the image of the black-robed person in the sky. Ha! The black-robed person laughed in a low tone. Who I am is not important. What is important is the beast. Don't you all want that Fiendcelestial beast, and to obtain the inheritance in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm? Their initial objective of entering the mystic realm was to claim the Fiendcelestial beast. Currently, the locations of the Fiendcelestial beast and even 2 lands of inheritance were already known. As such, no one would be unmoved. I cannot care for that Fiendcelestial beast. But I want the inheritance in that land of inheritance. A figure from a super sect scoffed coldly immediately and chased after Yi Qingtang. Ha! We only want the Fiendcelestial beast. Whatever inheritance that is, we cannot care for it. As they spoke, more powerful figures sprinted towards the evil spirit's realm. Ha! I really did not expect Yi Qingtang to be so capable. Even that Fiendcelestial beast signed an equality contract with her. In a certain corner of the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm, a good-looking young man looked ahead with his hands behind him. The corners of his lips tugged up slightly. Behind that man was the black-robed person. Ning Luo, we have already agreed back then to spare Yi Qingtang's life. However, currently, after spreading the information, the black-robed person spoke after a long time, seeming to be unable to bear the thought. That Fiendcelestial beast knows too much. Ning Luo's eyes flickered. If it tells Yi Qingtang about the dimension wall. Once an unforeseen event happens, our plan would fail. The Fiendcelestial beast does know about the dimension wall, but it is not clear about that Dharma treasure. There should not be a problem, the black-robed person said. Ha! Ning Luo's lips curled up as he chuckled softly. That Dharma treasure is being raised in the land of inheritance that Yi Qingtang is heading to. When we divulged the information, the cultivators who entered the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm would definitely scramble for it. Their sinned blood can be used to replenish its nutrients. The black-robed person looked at Ning Luo and did not say anything else. Outside the evil spirit's realm, a streak of purple miasma appeared at the front. This is the evil spirit's realm? Yi Qingtang asked. That's right. After passing through this barrier, it will be the evil spirit's realm. However, there are unknown dangers in it. The little white tiger nodded. Previously, when the little white tiger's demonic powers had not been sucked by Yi Qingtang's heart of the demon god, it also did not dare to barge in casually. Yi Qingtang was a little restless and uneasy then. The black-robed person suddenly appeared earlier on and notified the other powerful figures in the Hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm about her location and identity. Not mentioning the Yunshao sect disciples who would not let her off, just the news of her having the Fiendcelestial beast was enough to attract the attention of thousands of people. Who exactly is that black-robed person? Why does he know my every movement and even my identity? Yi Qingtang's brows were deeply furrowed as she stood outside the evil spirit's realm. It was as though there was an invisible pair of eyes in the sky that observed everything. Strange. The little white tiger mumbled, according to what you said, that black-robed person told you about the space transfer talisman previously, which meant that he wanted to save your life. Now, he told everyone about you, which makes it seem like he does not want you to live. Fuck, I really don't understand. You humans are too complicated already. Yi Qingtang was in thought. The appearance of the black-robed person at the mysterious palace was equivalent to saving her. But currently, divulging her news was the same as wanting to kill her. This did not make sense. Could it be that? Yi Qingtang's eyes flickered. After leaving the mysterious palace, she did a total of 2 things. The first was to subdue the Fiendcelestial beast, and the second was to head to the best land of inheritance in the hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm. Could it be the black-robed person was determined to kill her because of either of these two things? Yi Qingtang thought of two scenarios. It was either that the little white tiger and that black-robed person had some past, causing the black-robed person to be angered after she subdued the little white tiger. Alternatively, there was something stored in the land of inheritance that she was heading to, causing the black-robed person to deliberately leak information of her so that others in the hell of Avicenaraka mystic realm could head there. Apart from these, Yi Qingtang could not think of any other reasons. Find authorized novels in Webnovel faster updates, better experience. Please click for visiting. Yi Qingtang looked at the little white tiger immediately with a serious expression. Do you have any past with that black-robed person? Fuck you. What has he got to do with me? He wrapped himself in a black robe. I don't even know what he looks like. The little white tiger puffed. Is there any possibility that you know something or that there is something in the land of inheritance that you're leading me to? Yi Qingtang asked again. I already told you long ago that I've never entered the land of inheritance before. I know something. I've already told you everything I know. The little white tiger seemed to have thought of something at that point and spoke with a serious look. Fuck you. The only thing left that I did not say is the dimension wall. Dimension wall? Yi Qingtang was appalled. That's right, the little white tiger said and nodded. Actually, this mainland is protected by a dimension wall. It's nothing actually. It's just that after that extraordinary lady died, she used the last trace of divine power in her body to form this dimension wall to protect this mainland. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.